Greetings, we're back with another video. Hope you guys are drinking plenty of water. It's hot out there. But yeah, this is going to be a video about gaming and where gaming is going. And there's a lot of points that I want to hit real quick because I just watched a video recently of someone talking about how the comic book industry is, well, particularly Marvel, is looking for a buyer to buy Marvel. And I was like, wow, well, that coincides a little bit with gaming because right now a lot of companies are looking for a way out. Right now in 2024, you know, there are a lot of companies that are struggling right now, all right? Like, they are just trying to survive 2024. And when you look at the way the economy is right now, people's spending power is declined. And how this relates to gaming is you can expect a price increase to happen. Reason why is because they'll give you examples of development cost. Oh, well, you know, it's just too expensive right now. Well, yeah, that's true because, you know, when they employ these people to make these games, you know, they need to get paid. And that's understandable. But the spending power has decreased dramatically. And as far as these gaming companies, they know they have to spend a little bit more to get these games made. You know, with the team that they have right now making all of these games right now, they are cutting cost. You see studios closing up. You see, you know what I'm saying, certain games that are like increasing by $10. You know what I'm saying? We already just got a price increase to 70. And now that looks like the new standard. But now it seems like it's going to be 100. You know what I'm saying? They can't sustain on $60 alone. And I'm not defending that shit. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not defending any high price game because if your game is crap, your game is crap, no matter how much it costs. Okay, right now, Square Enix is having a problem because their Final Fantasy Rebirth didn't do too good. The numbers ain't there. They ain't trying to let no one know. But I think there was an ex-employee who pretty much was brutally honest in one of the forums that he commented on. And he pretty much said, yo, the inner workings of Square Enix is not good. You know what I'm saying? And what they do is they put too much focus on these high quality games that, you know what I'm saying, they AAA games is what they want to focus on. And that's a bad move. Previous videos before what I made in the past and said that, you know, Square Enix and their financial department is just screwy. I mean, they're a bunch of clowns working in there because they lose, I think, years ago, they lost like $3 million off of some game that they released that didn't make any money. You know, a couple of games that didn't make any money. But their marketing has closed. They closed all of their marketing staff departments in California. And now they're reverting back to Japan, which they should have never left Japan. They should have always focused on the culture of Japan because that's what us Western gamers like. We like the Japanese culture and how they look at life, not from Western standards. And that's why a lot of these games are failing. You know, when you look at GTA 5, and I remember when GTA 5 broke, yo, that made, in 24 hours time, that made over $1 million, bro. GTA 5. And the reason why I'm bringing up GTA 5, because GTA 6 is obviously coming out. But when GTA 5 made that much money, that's a $60 game for each gamer. Hollywood saw that. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood saw that and it was like, oh, snap. You mean to tell me instead of us relying on these $12 to $20 ticket sales, we could get into gaming and get $60 from a person? So they went head first in. All of these gaming companies decided to take the Hollywood route because they either want a Netflix deal or they want a TV deal. But was that good? You know what I'm saying? To my fellow gamers out there, was that really good for them to focus reliably solely on Hollywood blockbuster as far as looking at games? Because now we have all of these companies talking about AAA gaming. We want to only focus on AAA gaming. What about the other games? What about the smaller titles? You know what I'm saying? Because every time there's a Xbox event or a PlayStation event that comes up, they have a lot of indie titles that nobody buys. Okay? There's no real focus on them, even though it's up there. People get bored watching those Spotlight or those, you know, Xbox conventions or those Sony conventions, and you know it. The only company that really gets a lot of shine is Nintendo because they stick with their first party games. They stick with the Marios, you know what I'm saying, the Smash Brothers and all that, and that's respectable. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of any of these companies. Okay, I collect all games. All right, so don't put me in that box where, oh, you're a Sony pony or you're nah, man. I play all games. So I'm not a fan of none of these companies. I just like the content that comes out. But when the content starts getting drab, and you got Call of Duty now coming out with a subscription service, and they just want to just have a subscription service, they want you to pay monthly to play a game, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm more of a physical collector than I am a digital content collector, all right? Because when that internet connection goes, you ain't got no games, all right? You ain't got nothing. Even your PC people, you ain't got no games without that internet, baby boy. Unless you modding your PC or you know what I'm saying, buying bootleg copies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But overall, the way gaming is going is they want to be all digital. They want to control every dollar that's spent in these games. And gaming is dying because of it. Ever since Grand Theft Auto 5 released those stats, those numbers, overnight, 24 hours, they made record-breaking profits. And to this day, the head of Rockstar Games, he has a direct line to his account that every time someone spends money on that shark card, it's going right to him. It's the most lucrative business venture that they ever did because they realized, hey, a minute, we got a game out here that we included multiplayer. And mind you, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in the beginning, I had a PS3, all right? I didn't even buy a PS4. I was playing that bad boy on the PS3 and it was free online. All right? So moving over to PS5 and PS4, they made you pay online. But a lot of these new gamers don't know that. These casual, you know what I'm saying, gamers don't know that. That when you lose control of the content that you bought, and when they tell you that, oh, well, you know, they have that they have that headline in there, that terms and conditions. You got to read that very clearly. Because anytime you click that button, yes, a lot of people ain't reading these terms and conditions of these games. And a lot of these games now are tied to the internet where you have to hit accept in order to even play it. I think the last game, Street Fighter 5 when it came out? Y'all put that bad boy in and it was like, oh, you got to agree to terms and conditions. You can't play the game. Sorry, I put that boy back in the box and sent it back to Capcom. Now, Capcom, they finally got their act together and they started releasing a game, a full-fledged game, because Street Fighter 5 was terrible, all right? It was, to me. I didn't like it. But they rebound and they doing good now with Street Fighter 6. You got the Resident Evil remakes coming out doing good. A lot of people like that. But overall, gaming is definitely changing. And it's changing for Hollywood standards. And Hollywood ain't looking good right now. It isn't. You know, or any game developer out there, or any game employee that works for these gaming companies, any person that works for you got to understand that gaming is on its last leg, yo. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these companies are just trying to survive 2024. It's going to be a rough year. We still in it. But how I'm seeing it right now, you got a lot of companies that are eating other companies. You got a lot of companies going out of business. You got a lot of companies closing studios down. So where does that take us? That leads us to just online, you know, online gaming. And, you know, that ex-employee that worked for Square Enix said that they're going to have to raise them prices because Square Enix is not going to survive like this. They're going to have to raise those prices, and that's exactly where it's headed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of companies are going to start raising their prices for content for games that come out because the old standard model of, oh, we got microtransactions, or we got DLC, we can always milk the gamer. It ain't working no more. Gamers are wising up. They realizing like, yo, wait a minute. You guys are trying to get over on us. Why don't you just give us a complete game instead of tying it to DLC? We see you taking parts of the game out. We see you taking parts of the game out and then releasing it on day one as DLC. It's ridiculous. Gamers are pretty much done with it. I know gamers that personally who are going back to old consoles. They're playing retro classics. And yes, the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 and Nintendo Wii U and Xbox 360 all retro now. Truth be told, it is what it is. We aging out. But as far as the voice for us gamers as a whole, you know what I'm saying? As far as how I've been gaming since day one. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about it. My channel is named Cerrone Games for a reason, but I also review different things. But with this particular topic, as far as gaming, I'm seeing it where it goes. I mean, you got Disney right now interested in anime. Disney right now interested in anime. They're trying to get rid of Marvel so that way they can pick up anime, because anime is rocking right now. It is. If you're a collector of any anime product, whether it's a movie or it's a statue or whether it's an action figure, bro, that is going to be the future generation's go-to for retro content. They're going to want that. They're not going to want Spider-Man. They're not going to want Superman, because Hollywood has destroyed it. They destroyed it. And I was just watching another guy talk about it. He said, yo, when he worked at this particular at one of the comic book companies, the guy told him, he said that the day that, and I'm going to say it, the day that DC gets into Hollywood, they are going to destroy superheroes. And that's exactly what has happened. That's exactly what happened. Not only for DC, but for Marvel too. They just completely destroyed it. They don't follow the actual stories of these characters. And that's why I'm a little jilted with comic books right now. Like, I still support independent. I still buy comics from here and there. But these ain't the same characters that we know. You have writers, and you have pretty much just writers and editors that are completely destroying any fabric of what is left of these superheroes that I like. And that's not the same for anime, because anime, they still got their cult following. Those characters don't change. Goku ain't changing. Goku's not changing. He's not going to be, you know what I'm saying, calling himself something else. He ain't going to turn him black. Because if the day they turn Goku black, there's going to be a riot in Japan. All right? You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of politics is at play in gaming. A lot of politics is at play in movies. And it's destroying every single avenue of entertainment. And I hope that it course correct. I hope Hollywood course corrects. I hope gaming course corrects. But the way it's going right now, and the financial struggles that I'm seeing, these companies are not gonna, a lot of companies are not gonna survive 2024. And that's the truth. Now in time, you know, in the future or whatever, you know what I mean, my words may not mean nothing. But I'm saying it now because for what the trajectory that I'm seeing these gaming companies go, and it's bad for gaming. They need to change this up. You know what I'm saying? Reel it back in. You know what I'm saying? Look at what you have. They have a lot of content. You have Embracer Group buying up all of these damn studios and then laying people off. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think there's more of that coming. Tomorrow, after this video is done tomorrow, there'll be another studio that may close down. There may be another studio that may lay off employees. But this is where gaming has gotten. They have become too Hollywood for their britches. They rely on AAA games than what's actually matters in gaming, and that's those niche titles. Those niche titles that a lot of people don't talk about, that doesn't get a lot of marketing, but people like it. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I wanted to say about it. You know what I mean? Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me where you think gaming is going. Tell me where you think Hollywood or comic books is going, or even action figures. I'd love to hear it. And I'll catch you in another video in the future. Peace.